especially my young 20s, I was chasing trends. I was chasing loneliness. I was chasing comfort. I was chasing boys because I didn't know myself and because I didn't fix the insecurities and my self-esteem that came with my traumas, that came with who I was at the time. And until I started working on myself, like going to the gym was my first step to me actually investing in myself, where I started to see a stronger version of me, not just physically, but mentally. I knew that I could handle anything outside of the gym. We have today, and it's so precious. It's so precious. Like, nobody knows the timing that God has for you. Nobody knows where life is supposed to go after this minute. And you got today, and you're wondering, oh my God, how is this person gonna think of me? Well, this is the video that's gonna remind you that all you need to do whatever you wanted to do is right here. When you know that you're not happy because you've been living in fear for so long, seeking validation for so long, for the wrong attention for so long, being around the wrong energies and people for so long. And I'm just here to let you know that these 7 things are going to wake you up. You want to tell me you have no time to go to the gym, but babe, you have time for when a man hits you up and be like, babe, like, let me come over and hit it. What? I need you to have that same energy for when you want to invest in yourself and see yourself as the potential. Hello, beautiful people, and how are you today? If you are new to my channel, my name is Shenese, and welcome. Welcome to those who are joining me for the first time, along with my OGs, my day ones that have been with me since I started. I'm so excited to share this video with you as it's so eye-opening. Make sure to stay until the end because trust me, I'm going to be changing your life. This one is really eye-opening because whether you're older than me or younger than me, I think it's so imperative that we become aware of some things that are hindering us in our life, especially as we're into this journey, 7 months in now to reinventing ourselves. If that's the current journey you're on, I hope along this video you hit that subscribe button and the like button because I am here to change your life. Now let's get into it. And as I was walking, I was pondering back on my life and some of the choices that I've made in my life that had either progressed me forward or hindered me from who I could have become. However, through my own experiences, this is who I became. I know that with the lessons that I've learned, God has put me here for a reason to share this message with you in hopes that no matter where you are in your season currently, that you do not stay down too long. You do not stay distracted. You do not stay overwhelmed or scared or fearful, but you start acting on moving towards your goals and your dreams. Now look, I just want to let you know that time is going by. This is definitely the video that is going to remind you that time is so precious, so limited, and sometimes we take time for granted. We think that we have tomorrow, that we have months in advance when we're planning or we're like putting things off because we're like, we have tomorrow. The fact that we got today, I say this very often in my videos, the fact that we got today, like that, this moment right here is a blessing because many people around us that we probably don't know did not wake up this morning, or there are people that are battling for their life and we are here putting off our own life. We're in our heads, stuck in our heads, putting off our own life, being fearful, being overwhelmed, creating this anxiety, creating these anxious energies around us when all we needed to do was breathe and take a moment to look at everything around us that we could possibly be grateful for, like a roof over our head, we got water. You're able to see this video, babe. You're able to see this video. You are more than blessed. There are many people that don't have phones, that don't have clean water, that don't have what we have, and we think that we don't have enough to do and produce what it is that we want for our dreams and our goals. And I'm just here to remind you that I don't want you to live with regret. I don't want years to go by and you're just regretting that you didn't do the do. I'm sitting here at 29 and I have the opportunity to have this awakeness and this awareness in my current season to look at myself and be like, wow, I really haven't been going all into my full potential. And the funny thing is we always see potential in other people. And that is one thing I'm going to mention in this video. We always see potential in everybody else beyond ourselves. We always are cheering for everybody else, making sure and giving everybody that motivational pep talk, but we don't look ourselves in the mirror and treat ourselves even better, if not the same. Listen, listen. We have today. We have today, and it's so precious. It's so precious. Like when my dad had a stroke, it was so sudden. Nobody knew. When you get sick, nobody knows. Nobody knows the timing that God has for you. Nobody knows where life is supposed to go after this minute. And you got today, and you're wondering, oh my God, how is this person going to think of me? Well, this is the video that's going to remind you that all you need to do whatever you wanted to do is right here. Right here, enough for you to start. So if you wanted to get on YouTube, get on it. Get on it. Because what are you waiting for? Why do you care so much about other people? Why do you care about making time for everybody else and killing yourself, going out of your way for everybody else and everybody else's happiness, when you know that you're not happy because you've been living in fear for so long, seeking validation for so long, for the wrong attention for so long, being around the wrong energies and people for so long? And I'm just here to let you know that these 7 things are going to wake you up. Because listen, we're starting off with number 1. And number 1 is when I kind of regret laying around and chilling for so long, giving myself so much time to just freely lay around, whether it was on my free time, whether it was me making time to go and hang out at my boyfriend's house and just lay out and hang around. Instead of learning more skills, investing in me, investing in my time, investing in my future. I was just laying around on my phone or just watching TV or cuddling up. Or I remember in my early 20s and in my first relationship, I was driving miles, and I talked about this before. I was driving miles to hang out with that boyfriend because I was so afraid of being alone. That was my first boyfriend, and I wanted to hang on to him so long. I wanted to hang on to him for so long. He was so good looking, he was so muscular, and I wanted to be around him so often because I didn't want to take him out of my supervision, pretty much. I didn't want to take him out of my supervision because I didn't know what he would be doing if I wasn't there, if I didn't know what he was doing, because again, I was really insecure, and he also added to my insecurities, if you get what I'm saying, because there were other women involved. But you know something, like I stayed in that relationship for so long, going back and forth, wasting my time in especially my young 20s, when I could have just gone to school, I could have been learning a new skill, I could have taken on some trades. Like, don't get me wrong, I did go to school, but I wasn't all in because I was so focused on what is he doing or what are we going to do on the weekend, when I could have been just invested in my future. Look where you are right now, and you're so caught up in everybody around you. You need to have balance, and I didn't have balance. I was so focused on this man, these people, my friends, trying to be included in everything, inserting myself in everything, that actually didn't align with who I wanted to become. But at the time, I never took the time to sit still and really talk to myself about who do I want to become. And I get it, we're young adults, we don't really know better. But if you're watching this and you're in your 20s, even 30s, honey, like I am turning 30. I do not have any friends that are younger than me or around my age. A lot of my friends are like over 40, okay? I'm an old soul. God gave me this soul, and he was like, you need to change the world. And even a lot of my clients are even older than me. A lot of my clients are in their 40s and up. But listen, I never took the time to sit still. And wherever you are in your age and your season, take the time to sit still and really figure out who is your dream girl. Who do you want to become? Because I was chasing trends. I was chasing loneliness. I was chasing comfort. I was chasing boys because I didn't know myself, and because I didn't fix the insecurities and my self-esteem that came with my traumas, that came with who I was at the time. And until I started working on myself, like going to the gym was my first step to me actually investing in myself, where I started to see a stronger version of me, not just physically, but mentally. I knew that I could handle anything outside of the gym because I just kept getting stronger and stronger. And I know a lot of people go to the gym and they're like, oh my God, like it's all about the look and I'm not fit yet. Mentally, it starts in your mind. The strength, the transformation, the real transformation starts in your mind. But without rambling too much, guys, like I'm going to be really passionate about the next 6 tips as well. I just want you, I'm also going to try not to cry. I'm really going to try not to cry. It doesn't matter what age you are. So many people are just holding themselves back, sitting there, chilling, relaxing, going, you know, you can rest later. You can rest later. You are here on earth to find your purpose. You are here on earth to find your purpose. You are here on earth to go and discover, to not sit still, to not be wasting your time with the wastemans. You're not here to have people to fill voids for you. You are here to work through those voids. You are here to use your experiences, your testimonies, your pain, your traumas as lessons that you can teach other people. Once you start to serve the world, once you start to serve yourself, you'll be able to serve the world outside of you. And once you learn more about yourself and you start investing more in yourself, you will know your direction. You will find your purpose. Those experiences alone brought me here, and I wouldn't be talking to you right now. Number two, honey, entertaining potentials. Now, how many of you guys can say and relate that we've seen potential in everybody around us, whether it was in friendships, in relationships, in jobs? Maybe you thought you were going to get a raise or a certain position, or in relationships, you thought you were going to be the one, or he was the one. In friendships, oh, this is my best friend, this is my this, putting all these labels on people, places, and things. Listen, honey, you need to start seeing the potential in yourself, period. That's all. And everything and everybody else around you will just have to adapt to it, because you need to see the potential and go all in on you, because sometimes we're seeing the potential and putting all our energy in the wrong people who sometimes are just really selfish. Like, I can really say some people that I saw potential in were so selfish, and I'm selfless. So I contributed my time that I wasted. Listen, stop giving it out so freely. You need to spend your time, as much time as you get. If you see that you have free time to be scrolling on your phone, free time to be laying up beside some man, you can use your time and make sure that you did something within that day, every single day, for yourself. You want to tell me you have no time to go to the gym? But babe, you have time for when a man hits you up and be like, babe, like, let me come over and hit it. What? I need you to have that same energy for when you want to invest in yourself and see yourself as the potential. Because when you start working on yourself, you have choices and you get to make the decisions, because you see your value, you see your worth, and you're not relying on anybody else to see your worth. When you walk into a job interview and they're trying to offer you the bare minimum, you can walk out and be like, this is not for me. This is not what God wanted for me. And I asked for a raise because I knew my potential. God said, no, you go run your own business. 4 years later, here I am. 4 years later, I've been running my own business, word of mouth. Imagine if I took the bare minimum. Imagine, but I knew my value because all my classes were full. All my business is always running. I know my value, and you have to learn your own value, because some people, they see your value and they take advantage of your value, right? You just have to be aware of that. You know, I wasted so much time seeing potential in friendships that just let me down. If they're not working on themselves, if they're not aware and they're not holding themselves accountable to how they speak to you, their own actions, honey, I do not need to remind you a million times that you're disrespectful. If you're not willing to be the bigger person and hold yourself accountable, because I know me. I know I can be spicy. I know I can you know what I mean? I know myself well enough to know when I'm wrong, to hold myself accountable. But you got some people out here walking around like you're the problem when they're really the problem. When certain relationships didn't work out for me, I knew when it was my issue or when it was their issue. Overall, I just could never take it personal, because we can all learn from something. As long as you're willing to adapt, as long as you're willing to learn, you're open to learn. Hell, you guys are the best kind of people, right? But there are some people who are just like, no, it is what it is. Not everybody is going to want you to see and discover your own potential. You see how we're rediscovering ourselves, reinventing ourselves, and how many people are uncomfortable with you doing new things while you're taking care of yourself. Babe, why are you asking me questions? You should be supporting me. Well, honey, you don't need supporters. I'll support you. Listen, not everybody is going to be on the journey and supporting you while you're getting yourself together. Not the way the energy is not always going to be reciprocated, because some people are going to be like, you know, some people, like if you are already that girl, that friend that's already like, girl, I'm so happy for you. And then when it's your turn and you start taking care of yourself, you get the side eye. They're not your friends. They're not your person. They're not your people. They're not your energy. If it was in a work environment, honey, God put me in a new surrounding, because this is not for me. I can't be around envious energy. I can't be around people who can't reciprocate the same energy that I'm giving them. No. Is a no. Don't waste your time. We've seen so much potential, and you could do. Years go by, babe. Years go by. What are you waiting for? Number 3 is going to be being okay with the way that I look rather than my internal health of taking care of myself. Because I know you guys have some friends that are going to be like, why are you even working out? You look so good. You don't even need to go to the gym. Da 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 da. Honey, it's not about the outside image. I think a lot of people think in this world, it's so shallow. It's just all about your image on the outside. But in truth, it's really about your insides, your spiritual growth, your internal health, your mental health, your emotional health. Nothing had to do with your muscles. Nothing had to do with the outside of what you look like, because there are people who are in the gym who look fit, who are dying on the inside. Genetically, some of my brothers, they can eat whatever they want. They can eat all fast food. They can eat burgers, pizza, and it doesn't even look like on the outside that they've been eating the pizza. But on the inside, honey, around those organs, those layers of fat that are on the inside, yeah, you can die from it. You can get ill from it. It's not okay for you to think that you should stay and sit in where you are. Every opportunity, every daily opportunity that God is giving us to wake up, yes, you should be planting seeds to take care of yourself with your water, with the food that you eat, with moving your body. The fact that you can put your arm out and just move around and you use your legs and be mobile, we are blessed to be able to be freely available to move our bodies. When go to a hospital, there are people that are getting their legs amputated. There are people who are on disability. There are people who actually can't move. We cannot just stay in our comfort zone with thinking just because we look good on the outside, like my waist is small, my butt is big, and da 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 da, I don't need to look like, yes, just start eating better for yourself. Just start moving around. We're doing our hot girl walks now. Don't settle just because you got to your body goals. It's not about the look. It's about your internal health. Like, this is all that matters. You got your heart pumping right now. God is good. God is good. We are here for a reason. You are here for a purpose. You are not meant to look like a model, a supermodel, whatever media painted the picture for any of us to look like. You do not need to look like anybody but yourself. As we are a work in progress, we need to accept our flaws, our insecurities, and who we're becoming in the process, okay? As long as you love yourself, as long as you love what you see in the mirror, as you progress, that is all that matters. We are not supposed to be one shape, one size. There's no one shape or one size that is just beautiful, okay? It is confidence. It's what radiates from the inside that makes one person beautiful, okay? You could be, like, it doesn't matter what race, what anything is, as long as it's coming from the inside. And how you take care of your body allows that to radiate on the outside. If you are eating terrible food, you feel sluggish and slow. Do you feel great? No, you really don't. How many Red Bulls or energy drinks did you have to drink to feel energetic outside of your body? Because that's really unfortunate, because all of these sugary energy drinks are just going straight to ruining your cardiovascular health, when you should be powering through outside or on a treadmill or on an elliptical or on a bike. Baby, I honestly wish I took my health seriously a lot sooner. Luckily, I'm in my 20s, but no age, at any age, is it too late. When my dad passed, my mom immediately joined the gym. And when I see her, I'm going to be training her very soon, in a few weeks. So I'm so excited to be going to the gym with my mom, to also rearrange her fridge and just make sure that she's eating well, especially when we don't live in the same province. It's so important for you to help out your family members, your parents. Call them up and tell them to go on a walk. Like, you don't need to join the gym. You just need to move your body. You just need to take your health seriously, because trust me, losing a father that, can no longer be here, I can no longer call him up. I have coached my clients to know that you will get your physical transformation, but until you change your habits to realize that you're doing this not for physical transformation, you are doing this for the mental strength that you get every moment you want to talk yourself out of doing the better thing for yourself. Oh, I'm tired. Oh, I don't have time. You're getting mental strength to know that, yes, if I really want longevity, if I want health, if I love the people around me, then I need to get up and I need to do this today. Number 4 is going to be staying up or staying out too late rather than prioritizing my sleep. How many of you guys can agree to this? We stay up a little bit too late, and then we're waking up, we're feeling tired. We go straight to coffee, and coffee is the worst thing that you can have first thing in the morning. Google it if you have any questions. Google it. Write in Google, okay? Why is coffee bad for you first thing in the morning? And then comment below if I changed your life. Because first things first in the morning, we are having water with lemon juice and glutamine. Y'all know the routine. No coffee, no energy drinks straight away in the morning, okay? Even when we're having fat burners, it's like half an hour to an hour after, because there is caffeine in a fat burner. It's so important for you guys to be getting a good amount of sleep. And I'm not saying that 8 to 10 hours is the best amount of sleep. Like, I remember at a certain age, 6 hours was the max that I could get. If I got more than 6 hours, I'd be exhausted. Right? So you have to really play around with your sleep. Also, how you spend your evenings, your night routine. Like, are you up just like scrolling on your phone or just watching a bunch of Netflix, or your brain is still working? We need a wind down routine. You know how kids have a wind down routine? We need a wind down routine, and then they wake up and they're like, okay, I'm ready for the day. You need to have a wind down routine that puts you to bed, puts your mind at ease. Know that you're going to be okay, because we have stressful days. We have stressful lives. There's so much going on around us. And imagine going to bed with that chaos just built up in your body. That's just stressful. You know, it's impacting your health. Some people end up having high blood pressure. My dad, he had high blood pressure. I have clients that they come in, they have high blood pressure, and I really try and work on reducing it. And exercise does help as well. But listen, guys, we're not meant to live in sickness. We're not meant to live in illness. We're just here to try and prevent these situations, even though it is inevitable, but we're here to prevent illness. We're the bad energies, you know what I mean? We're trying to do our best. And all you can do is be really conscious about how you spend your time, what you're absorbing. If it's not positive, honey, I know there's some people with Twitter fingers. There's some people that are just negative on media. And I don't even understand how you can allow that to come out of your body or your mouth. And sometimes it's because people just don't have that love inside of them or around them to know that they are enough. They don't need to be like, if you have something to say, keep it to yourself at that point. But they don't. So I just try not to absorb any social media, nothing that gets my head spinning or my heart boiling right before bed or right in the morning. Like, we need to prioritize us and just filling our cup, loving on our loved ones, cuddling, skin to skin contact, candles, bubble baths, soft music. We need to just wind down, sleep well, breathe, deep breathing, calm the heart, calm the soul, calm the mind, deep breathing. Like, let some stuff go. Like, I grew up in a Jamaican background, Jamaican household, and this was not taught. I'm sure this was not taught to my mother. Like, just letting our stress go, because there's so many people that have high blood pressure, high cholesterol, high this and that. And honestly, we are all here for a purpose, and we are not here to be stressed. Number 5 is going to be buying things out of impulse that we really don't need. We just bought it because we saw somebody with it, or we wanted to keep up with the trends. We wanted to fit in. Honestly, we really didn't need it. All these tips are my personal experience, because I know I've done that before. But honestly, looking around, and lately I'm just purging things. I'm getting rid of things. I'm downsizing. I just knew that even when I started this channel, I did not need to buy anything. I have not really bought anything. I'm wearing all the clothes that I have. Every outfit that I have, I've had it for years, and I haven't even bought anything to keep up with my videos. Now, mind you, as I clean out my closet and the hopes of going shopping to just add a few pieces are there, but I don't necessarily need to do it like in this moment. I don't need to be impulsively buying things right now. And in this growing social media culture where we see things thrown in our faces so often, it's important for you to know yourself and know your needs, know where you want to spend your money. And are you really buying this or wanting this because you genuinely are going to use it or want it like 5 years later? Or are you just trying to keep up with the trends? Because how many people bought so many of the shoes that are reoccurring or coming out, the latest of this, and they fall off, the trends fall off, and it's just not even worth it. At the end of the day, all you need is right here. And personally, looking at all the weaves I bought, all the stuff I bought, all the this I bought, I would rather travel. And don't get me wrong, I've traveled a lot. I could have been traveling even more if I wasn't spending thousands of dollars on designers, thousands of dollars on hair, thousands of this, thousands of that. Like now I get me a good unit of weave that's gonna last me at least a year. I can do many styles. It's gonna look natural. It's gonna stay good when I'm traveling and when I'm in my city. So I don't need to be spending thousands of dollars on buying a bunch of stuff. I've got tons of clothes that I've probably worn once or twice because I was that girl. And I've got tons of stuff that I really look at my closet. I'm like, I don't really need anything. And I think when I limited my social media use, I just realized that I just didn't need to be of this world. Like it says in the Bible, you do not need to be of this world. You need to just look around you. You have enough to start whatever you wanted to do, to go after your goals, to go to the gym. Like just go, honey. You got everything you need in your closet. You need running shoes to go and start. Okay. Look around you. If you don't have the most comfiest running shoes, then you deserve to go and buy a pair. If you have a million running shoes, you don't need to go and buy any more running shoes. If you have enough makeup, you do not need to go and buy more makeup. If you have enough perfume, you do not need to go out and buy any more perfume. Like just spend your money wisely. Number 6 is going to be staying in comfortable positions for too long, knowing that I was not happy. And I know many of you guys can relate. If you can relate, raise your hands. Because I know I've stayed in many positions where I knew I wasn't happy, whether that's living in a city currently, whether that's in a relationship, been there, friendships, been there, jobs, been there, staying in it for too long, And look, like I say all the time, honestly, losing my dad changed my perspective of life completely. Life is short, it's not guaranteed, and all we can do is make the best of every moment. We need to learn how to detach. You know, something my ex told me was, you can't be so attached to me. You can't be so attached to anything in this world as it's just made up of particles. And I was like, but why are you leaving me? Because it was just meant for me to go and find myself. Had that situation not come to an end, I would not be sitting here. I would not be this person. Trust me on this. I would have never became this person. And sometimes we're so fearful to leave. We're so fearful to ask God for direction. And when God says that direction or that season has to end, when God says that season has to end, it's so painful to accept. When I tell you I begged, I cried, I screamed, I was so hurt that I had to let go of places, people, and things. But God knew that as I took that space, as I was single and growing into myself, into my womanhood, to learn myself, I needed some experiences to open my eyes to, wow, I waited and stayed in some situations that didn't actually align with what God had for me. And the funny thing is, and I've mentioned this before on like maybe some of my stories, anything that is not meant for you has to come to an end. Anything that is not meant for you has to come to an end, whether we like it or not. And we're begging to stay in some situations. Whatever is not meant for you will end one day. And I hope you get the choice to know when your time is up before somebody or the universe makes that decision for you. Every day we have the opportunity to first put ourselves first and try and take care of ourselves. And while you take care of yourself, you become more aware, more self-aware of who you're meant to become when you sit still, when you work on yourself, when you ask God, when you really meditate and ponder on who and what it is that you want from this world and what you want to contribute. Sometimes we're staying in situations or we have energies around us that are actually limiting our potential, limiting us. And we stay there for so long, knowing that deep down inside, we actually don't feel happy. That deep down inside, we know that we could be doing more. That deep down inside, there is a bigger calling over my life. God did not choose me to be on this planet to be basic. God did not choose you to be here basic, complaining, living in fear, so scarce, limiting yourself from what you could possibly become. No, I had an awakening in January and God said, no, girl, you need to move and get up. And I could not do any of this in 7 months without him. None of it. Most people made vision boards and I've made vision boards for the last 5 years. And I knew I couldn't move differently without God, without faith, because I live in fear, honey. We all do. And who's going to get you through those days? Because a lot of the time we end up self-sabotaging, procrastinating, or crying ourselves to sleep, or just laying in bed, scrolling, watching Netflix, and self-sabotaging ourselves. So who's going to get you out of that funk? Okay, look, I am in a transition of learning more about God. I'm not here to preach. I'm just using my experiences as I'm working on myself. And I just knew that I'm meant for greatness. I am meant to be better. It's literally about me knowing that I'm here to serve, and I wanted to know how to do it the right way. Not to use or sell my body, but how do I use my mind? How do I use my experiences to transform lives? How do I use more than transforming physical bodies when people come into personal training? How do I transform them to carry on with what I've taught them when I'm not their trainer anymore, when their sessions are done, when they want to take on their goals on their own? And I knew that I had to become different. I had to let go of things. I had to let go of fear. I had to let go of people. I knew I had to get out of my comfort zone, and I had to become uncomfortable. And you cannot grow in a comfort zone. You cannot grow where it feels safe. You have to learn from the experiences, because what is not meant for you, it will end one day. It will end because it wasn't meant for you. And will you get closer to where God wants you? Depends on you. Depends on if you're learning those lessons. Depends. God, thank you so much for using me in this video today. It depends on where you see yourself and what you're doing daily to get yourself closer. But until you sit down with yourself and really, you're going to have some emotional moments where you're crying and you're like, God, I don't know if I can bear this emotion. I don't know if I'm strong enough to deal with my reality right now. And that's why a lot of people turn to drugs, turn to porn, chasing men, chasing money, because we don't sit with ourselves to know that, wow, the route that God has for me is actually difficult, because I have to listen to him. I have to obey him. And a lot of us, like me, I like to be stubborn. I don't like to listen. I want to go and I want to do whatever I want to. I don't want to answer to you. But when I started listening, and I actually kept asking God, like, I need more direction, he gave me more direction and some clarity. And I just want you to know, like, things that aren't meant for you, they're going to come to an end. They're going to be blown up in your face. And that's just our life experiences. So whether you want to be stuck or not, you have the choice to look at, where do you want to go? Who is your dream girl? Get rid of the things that no longer serve you. Get rid of things that no longer serve you, babe. I'm sorry, but some people have to go, and God always has better for you. And you know, single life isn't that bad, to be honest. If I was in relationships and I really should have let those ones go. I stayed for 5 years. I put up with certain things for 5 years because I had no confidence. I did not see God giving me better. Of course, he's not going to show you what's at the end of the tunnel, babe. He never shows you. I don't even know, based on sort of my YouTube channel, what God has for me at the end of this road, or what God has for me in the next 5 months, what God has for me in 100 years. I don't know. You don't know what God has for you until you trust him. I'm going to leave it right there. And number 7, our last one, scrolling. It's just, we're just wasting our time at that point with all this scrolling, honey. If you scrolled across this video, it was because it was meant for you. If you're on this YouTube channel, if you've joined the community, it was because it was meant for you. I want you to know that God, whether you believe in him or not, God is working through me to work through you. And I always wanted to be on YouTube. I just never knew what I wanted to talk about. And I didn't have this confidence, or I didn't have this mindset until things had to shift in my life. Until I had to lose a father, until I had to look at how I train my clients differently, how I listen to my clients, how I turn their questions into my videos. I had to change my life and my perspective. And I didn't know that God had that for me. I wasted so much time scrolling, and you're wasting so much time scrolling, envying other people's life, being jealous, thinking that you're not enough. You're wasting so much time. I'm not here to cry. I'm not here to cry, okay, guys? Like, listen. Our phones are always going to be here. Social media is going to be here. We're always going to be distracted. But you need to be pouring in to yourself daily. Doing something for yourself daily. I know if you're moms, you're taking care of kids. You know, if you're a wife, girlfriend, you're taking care of people around you, whether you're at work or in at home. But why are we using our free time to just scroll and look at everybody else living their life? I was like, girl, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing? So sometimes, if and when I was using Instagram, I was just posting it off. I just posting it off. And I really love YouTube, and I'll say this all the time, because you get to learn things versus I feel like certain platforms either like promote buying things, or it's just like a pretty polished picture like Instagram. And I'm just scrolling and I'm just seeing like glam. And I was contributing to that. I share my mindset on my stories, but I really wasn't sharing my mindset like this on my page. And I really am looking at, when I do come back to Instagram, how do I want to show up? And that really opened and transformed my mind of like, why am I wasting my time? Like, why am I wasting my time absorbing this material that's going to make me want to buy things? I never envy people's life, so I can watch whatever. I don't want your life. I don't want your man. I don't want anything, because that was never me. I'm not that girl. Trust me. Anything I want, I'm going after it. I'm getting it, period. I've never wanted anything of anybody else's. But I do waste my time scrolling, okay? I do waste my time seeing something. I'm like, I'm going to buy it. I'm going to find it, and I'm going to buy it. That is me, okay? I don't envy other people. No, never me. I know I'm fine. And you got to have that confidence. Like, I'm fine. God is going to bless me with whatever the hell I want. God is going to always bless me with whatever I want. And I never want to envy anybody else's life. I think that is one of the worst traits and jealousy that anybody could have. Like being a friend and side-eyeing, never been me. So listen, scrolling, we need to limit it. I want you outside with the hot girl walks. I want you outside taking care of yourself. I want you pouring into yourself for the rest of the year. And we're going to come back. We're going to keep checking up on this. If you aren't already subscribed to the channel and you're loving this kind of content, don't forget to hit that like button, that subscribe button, and I always will be posting more insightful tips. Drop your comments down below, and you know I'll see you there. Other than that, guys, I really hope you start believing more in yourself and knowing that no matter at what age, what season you're in, God loves you. You're always loved. You're enough. When he puts you on this earth, you are here for a purpose and a reason. You are not here to be comfortable, baby. Okay? Whether you're moving, you're trying new things, you're exploring, we just got to get uncomfortable. And that's the only way we grow, we learn. Trial and error, babe. Right? Write your storybook, babe. I love you guys.